I wait until the little yellow button's up there, or the green button or whatever it is, saying out is live. It says it's live. Come on, it's live. Hey, Internet friends, MagicBrad, Synergy Cafe. You got your coffee, I got my little duck. And today we have a guest on. Normally I do these things all by myself and just talk about things, but I've got a guest today, and her name is Coach Mel. And Coach Mel, are you there?
I am here. Hello.
Is your real name Melanie? Is that how this works?
No, my actual full birth name is Melissa Ferrier.
Okay.
Well, that's not my birth name. That's actually my married name, but hey, Mel, Coach Mel, Melissa, whatever you want to call it, I don't care.
I like Mel. It's just one syllable.
Yeah, easy to
Easy
remember.
To do, like
right?
Cher, Elvis.
Yeah.
No, two syllables. Elvis is two syllables. Prince.
Hey,
I go by MagicBrad. What's that?
I said all the good ones have just one simple, easy to remember name.
That's the way to do it. That's the brand.
Except MagicBrad.
That's well, I did that. A little quick history on me is I started doing magic as a kid, and that got me into the events industry, and then I started producing events, and then I had a jump forward 53 years. I had a mild stroke because of my business was stressful, and I unplugged, and that's when I decided to do this internet marketing thing. And I wanted to separate myself from the Brents and the Brandons and the Bryans and the other Brads, so I created the name MagicBrad. So I'm kind of like the only one out there.
Awesome.
There's others, but I'm really branding it. I do it as one word. So you've seen some of the videos that I do, and basically I just ask the who, what, where, when, how, and why, and then we get into some of the programs. So the first question is, who is Mel? Do you have kids? Married?
I do not have kids. I am married, been married for about 6 years, and Coach Mel wears a lot of different hats. Primarily, if I were to just respond in one word, Mel is a child of God, but Mel does a lot of different things. Mel is a writer, Mel is a coach, Mel is a wife, Mel is an author, a speaker, a teacher. Mel just wears a lot of different hats during the day.
Okay, that's good. I mean, I do too. There's a lot of things that I do, and I always get a little bit perplexed when people say, "What do you do?" And they expect to put me in a box, say, "I'm an accountant," or "This is what I do. I'm an artist." But
yeah.
I used to make jewelry when I was a kid, and I do the magical entertainment. I do this marketing thing, martial arts. I do a lot of different stuff. So it's cool to see you're diversified. You got a lot of different elements.
Yeah.
Next question is, what? What do you do?
Well, what I spend most of my time on is Life by Design, and that is the company that I started earlier this year. And what Life by Design is all about is just empowering women to step into identity confidence, walk in authority, and gain victory in life. Our mission is very, very simple in that. And so what we strive to do is take women from a place of identity crisis to identity confidence, where they are aware of who they are, of what they were created to do, what gifts and talents and abilities they have, and just plug them into the life that they've always wanted to design for themselves, but maybe have felt unable or not empowered or didn't even know where to start. So that's where I come in as a coach, is to bridge the gap, what I call, between the real and ideal. And let's take you from where you're at to where you want to be. And part of that starts with identity, figuring out who you are, what you want to do, what you're on this earth to do, and where you would be a great fit. So that's Life by Design in a nutshell.
We all need that identity thing, because the interesting thing is it's elusive and it changes. Your identity, you learn new personalities all the time, but you're trying to get to the core identity of who somebody is.
Yeah, you know, when we have our identity wrapped up in something relative and changing, our identity is going to be relative and changing. So my goal is to get these women to figure out what is the core, what is the root, and everything else that can change can mold around that core. But as long as you have that core kind of as your home base to go back to, then you're pretty much set, and you can pretty much walk forward with a solid direction, even if all of this other stuff is changing around you.
What's your last name?
Ferrier.
That's right, okay. The reason I asked is because now all of a sudden I had this thing happen in my head. there's you know, the networking thing. People go to a networking event and says, I sell cell phones. There's a person in Chicago, her name is Melissa also, Giovanoli, and she wrote a book called Net Worlding, and it's about being yourself, so that way if all of a sudden your job changes and you no longer sell cell phones, now you sell insurance, you still got your network because they are connected to you as a person as opposed to what you do.
Yes, that is exactly it. Yeah, you hit nail on the head, Brad.
2 thumbs up. I like that. So here's the next question: who, what, where do you do this? Do you do this online? Do you have an office that you work out of, or do you do it? Where's your office? I see you got a curtain behind you. Is that in your kitchen and you're just having up a curtain?
This is my dining room, actually. It has the best acoustics.
Oh, it looks perfect.
Yeah, I work out of home. I have a home office, and it's really great that I can do that because on really cold, icy, snowy days, I don't have to get out and go anywhere. And also, the coaching that I do is text-based coaching. So we do phone consultations, but 99% of the coaching that I do is through an instant web-based chat. So I can pretty much work anywhere, anytime, and it gives me and my clients the flexibility that they need and that I need to kind of mesh with each other's schedules a little bit.
Wow, that's cool. I never thought about doing a text-based chat, but is that on one single platform, or are you like, okay, we're going to chat on Facebook, or we're going to chat on our phones, or we're going to chat on Google Plus, or?
That's a great question. Actually, what we do is when I enroll a new client, they get their own private, personalized Life by Design chat account, and it's hooked up through Gmail. And so all we do is when we go to coach, we do kind of the hangout like this. It's just, but except it's just a chat. It's just an instant chat. And the benefits of that I have found, one, it gives my clients amazing emotional and mental processing time. Because if you actually have to stop and think and type something out, you're already more cognitively aware of what you're going to say versus just letting it come out of your mouth kind of like this, you know, and just hoping for the best. So it gives them some awareness already going into the coaching process. It's great for privacy if they have husbands and kids around. They don't have to worry about going to a dark, quiet corner of the house. They can just type and no one can hear them. No one knows what's going on. And also it allows me to reach out to an international group of women versus just limiting me to the United States because we don't have data rates or phone rates that we have to deal with too. So I've just found that it's a great way to coach, and it plays great to my strengths personally too, so I love it.
That's very cool that you utilize Google, which is a global platform, and then you like designate a platform for them to use, because I know even when we were trying to set this hangout up, I was thinking, should I connect with her on Google or should I go onto Facebook and find her there? And that's what happens is we end up getting 2 paths instead of 1. So it's good that you got, here we are, we're on a Google-based Life by Design texting platform.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it makes it easy.
Okay, what's the next question? Who, where, when do you do this? Do you do this, are you on 24/7 call, or you have office hours, or how do you do your coaching?
A little bit of both. I try to set designated hours, but sometimes I get what's called divine appointments, where someone just needs me at a time where we didn't really plan for it, and I try to make myself available to that. But also, I try to keep a lot of consistency in terms of my normal set hours. So it depends on the client. If the client knows their schedule for the next month, then we may look at our schedules and go, okay, when are the next 4 times that we can meet in this next period of time, versus someone who has a lot more flexible schedule, and they may work retail hours or something like that, and they may not know their schedule in advance. So that way we plan just on a weekly basis or something like that. So I really try to tailor it to my clients and to when they need to meet and all of that, but I don't let it get out of hand. I don't let it get crazy, because we both have lives that we need to lead and rest that we need to have and all of that too. So
okay,
cool, but with a little bit of structure. How about that?
Perfect. That's I like that. So you got some structure and you got some flexibility. I like freedom myself. I don't like to schedule stuff. It's always a challenge for me. That's why I do these in the morning, so we
Yeah.
can get them done, and then I can unplug and go goof off.
Yeah.
I like my freedom. That's why I call myself a mobilepreneur.
Mhm.
I like that text-based coaching concept. That's pretty cool.
Oh
So the
yeah.
next question is how? How do you do this? And I also was wondering, how do people get a hold of you? And we'll talk about that at the end. But
Okay.
how do you do your, like, what's your format? Your step one, step two, step three, or how do
Okay.
you do it?
Okay, gotcha. The first step is really just on my website. I have little submission forms at the bottom of almost each page, and all you got to do to get started is just fill one of those out. It takes less than 5 minutes, and just send it to me. And in about 24 hours, I'll contact the client back, and from that point on, we'll set up a time to chat over the phone and just kind of get a reading for where they're at, where they're wanting to go, if we would be a good fit, if we have the compatibility and the chemistry needed, coach and client-wise, to work together. And after that, once the chemistry is set and we're all ready to go and we know that we'd be a good fit for each other, then we just set up a time frame to just start our sessions together. And at that time, the client logs into their chat account, and I log into my chat account, and we just get started from there. So it's really easy. It's really simple. Clients can also just call me and go, hey, I want to coach. Are you available? And we'll do it that way. So I just try to make that first reach out process as easy as possible, because they're already risking and they're already taking a big first step in being vulnerable and even considering hiring a coach. So I want to make that as easy and safe and comfortable as possible for my clients.
Well, I've got to say I'm impressed.
With what?
With you, it seems like you've got all this stuff. So you've been doing this since March, and it seems like you've got everything so simple and easy. Because there's so much stuff on the internet. I've been doing this stuff, and it gets crazy all of a sudden. Well, what should I use for an email autoresponder? Constant Contact, Aweber, GetResponse, Infusionsoft, Ontraport, Salesforce. You got to
Yeah.
really narrow down. So
Yeah.
here's the hardest question. It's why. Why do you do this? Why are you not like an outreach minister, or why aren't you like a barista at Starbucks? Why do you do this coaching?
Well, I'm not a barista at Starbucks because I don't drink caffeine, so I don't think that would be a good fit.
Well, you can have tea.
True, you can have tea. True, true, true. That's an easy question for being a hard question. Why I do what I do is this is what I have been called by God to do. I believe that with all of my heart. And really the basis to life by design is the fact that you were created with purpose, and it's up to you to design your life how you want it to look. And I think I would not be credible as either a coach or a follower of Christ if I didn't get that down first. If I didn't figure out what I was called to do first, then how can I tell you and help you figure out and go through that process yourself? So I believe that this is what I'm called to do, and it's not just coaching, it's writing. I'm actually in the process of publishing my first book right now. Speaking and teaching and just being used by God in a way to help get women free from insecurity, free from comparison, free from perfectionism, free from all the things that have held them back in their past. My passion and what I feel like I am called to do is to help women just get free so that they don't have to live their lives stuck in this limitation that they don't want. They can actually have the life that they've dreamed about and they've thought about and they really actually want. And so it is my huge passion, and I feel my calling to do this, and just to help and just to show women love and encouragement and give them some hope and empowerment so they can go out into the world and kick butt, man.
Well, I commend you.
Well, thank you.
I might go get a gender operation and then I can coach. You just coach women?
Yes, primarily.
See, I can't get. I was going to be Brenda when I was first born. That's what I was going to be, and then they found out that Brenda didn't fit, so they called me Brad.
Hey,
so
well,
I just missed it at birth. So we're 15 minutes into it. We'll spend the next few minutes talking about. You got any programs coming up, or specials, or you mentioned your book, or anything like that that you can. You got retreats or anything that you're putting together, or anything like that?
Yeah, actually, I'm really excited. At the beginning of January, I'm launching Life by Design's Identity Bootcamp. And what this is an 8-week extensive course to take you from identity crisis to identity confidence. And I'm kind of springboarding off of the curriculum in my book. So with this 8-week study, 8-week course, you get 4 coaching sessions, you get 4 check-ins, you get a free copy of my book, you get a $100 gift card for a friend. So if you want to do this with a friend, they get instantly $100 off of this to do it with you. You get, your LBD chat account and all of this stuff that's included in this 8-week course, and it's just an extensive time for you to get some valuable coaching and actually move from the place that you are, from the place that you've been stuck in for so long, for so many years, to the place that you want to be through identity, through discovering your identity, through stripping yourself of perfectionism, the need to compare, the need to just condemn and criticize yourself internally. A lot of people struggle with these things, and so I'm really excited to just throw this out there at the beginning of the year and start the year off on a positive, strong note of going 2015 can be the year where you can discover your identity and you can step into the life that you've always wanted. And that is my goal for this Identity Bootcamp starting in January. And you can get more information about that at lbdcoach.com.
LBD Coach, Life by Design Coach, LBD Coach.
Yes.
Okay, well, I think you're going to do really, really good in 2015. It's pretty
Thank
impressive,
you.
the stuff that you got going on, and we're about almost 20 minutes into it. So with that, I think I'll close this off. If you want to stay on, we'll do a little chatting after. And other than that, I want to thank everybody for watching this video as it's propagated out to the internet. And thank you, Coach Mel, for...
Thank you.
Okay, peace, love, and happiness.
Bye.